Hey, what's up, guys? It's me and Ben Pakulski. We're here just talking about some nutrition stuff. I'm getting some advice from him on basically what type of foods I should be eating to basically help me put on more size. But particularly though, I want to get his point of view and his advice on putting on lean mass, because I can put on a lot of size, but a lot of times I end up getting a lot of fat. So basically, like we were talking about, man. So right now I'm about 192, give or take, sometimes 193. I want to get up to about 200 pounds and put on roughly about 5 to about 7 pounds of muscle. And as you know, I'm making videos all the time, so I still gotta stay lean. That was kind of like the challenge I was talking about. Is I haven't really found a way to be able to put on a lot of size without like losing my abs for a little while. What do you suggest is like the best way to put on 5 to 7 pounds and still keep abs?
It's a lot easier than you think, man. People make it so complicated because they don't understand the basic science behind it, right? It's really, really simple, man. Yeah. Most people go, well, I want to eat junk food, or can I eat junk food, or should I eat junk food? And they think calories are calories are calorie, which is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
If you want to gain muscle mass, you have to ensure your body is recovering, is synthesizing protein. Ultimately, right? You need to make sure you're always building up protein. You're always anabolic and not breaking down protein, catabolic. As we spoke about yesterday, it's a switch. It's either on or it's off. So you're either anabolic, building protein, or you're catabolic, breaking down protein. One or the other, right? So if you want to build muscle, you absolutely must ensure as many times a day as possible that you're igniting that anabolic switch, right? You're synthesizing, you're turning on that protein synthesis switch. So what we spoke about yesterday, you need to take it, and people go, well, how do I do that? Is it complicated? Do I need carbs to do that? No, you don't need carbs to do that. Carbs are not going to help you build muscle. Carbs do not build muscle. I don't care what anybody says, anybody thinks, carbs will never help you build muscle. The only way to build muscle is with protein. Carbs can help fuel workouts. Carbs can help you prevent protein breakdown, but carbs will never build muscle, ever. So, protein, protein, protein. Taking enough protein. You don't need massive amounts of protein at once. You need enough protein frequently to stimulate protein synthesis.
So, and then you're talking about with that leucine, making sure that every meal has what, 5 to 7 grams. So is it?
It's between, depending on your size. So the average person like yourself probably do 3 to 4 grams, maybe 3 to 6 grams. For myself, I'm up around 9 grams per meal suggested.
Is there like a certain type of metric for body weight, or what do you think? Because I know we're recording this, so the guys watching.
The average person is probably about 160, 170 pounds, or maybe even less than that. Needs about 3 grams of leucine to stimulate the switch. And I mean, it's one of those things scientifically that's kind of arbitrary, right? Because like, how do you know? So you're taking a guess. So they assume that they know it's between 3 and 9 grams. So take 5 for yourself, 5 to 6 grams. You're covered, right? It's not a bad thing to take a little bit extra. It's not going to hurt you. So how do we get 5 to 6 grams of leucine in your case? Well, you can either supplement with leucine. Great. You can supplement with branched chain amino acids, or you have to take in the right type of protein that has a certain amount of leucine. So the best sources of leucine are going to just be meat, eggs. Eggs are great, whey protein. The big mistake people make, and I've done this myself, is taking in vegetarian proteins. You have pea protein, hemp protein, rice proteins. They do not have, or even soy protein. It's terrible for you. They don't have enough leucine. So people are taking in 40, 50 grams of leucine or of protein, like, oh, that's what I'm going to take. I just had to switch to vegetarian protein. Awesome, but it's doing absolutely nothing to build muscle because it doesn't have the substantial amount of leucine. So either you supplement with leucine in addition to your protein powder, or add some BCAAs to it to make sure you get a leucine switch, because you do need the substrate protein there. You need the substrate amino acids, which is essentially just like a pool of aminos in your blood that must be there to ignite that switch on top of the leucine.
So I guess for vegetarians, if they're eating all the different types of vegetarian protein sources, they can supplement BCAAs or just straight up leucine.
Straight up leucine. But you have to make sure you have enough substrate in your system.
Protein.
Substrate just means like protein or amino acids floating around your blood.
And so for normal guys like us that just eat regular meat, there's no really particular type of meat that's really good, because they all have different amounts of leucine. So
it's been shown that egg whites or eggs and whey protein have a higher amount of leucine, so you need less to get the actual switch. But other than that, like fish, chicken, lamb, beef, whatever it may be, all has about the same. They all said to have about 9% leucine, somewhere between 8 and 9%. So I mean, eating a massive amount of protein isn't going to like ignite the switch twice. It's all just on or off. Right. There's no like, is it going faster today than it was yesterday? No, it's either on or it's off.
And we were talking about this yesterday, and you want to ignite that leucine switch basically every 2 to 4 hours. So that's what your body's saying it's anabolic.
The more you can do it, the better.
And what was the interesting thing is, is you're talking about how either somebody is either anabolic or they're catabolic. Either they're building muscle and utilizing the protein in their body and the amino acids, or they are not. There's not like this middle ground.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can feel in our body, and I wish there was, because I would obviously take advantage of it. So, like, do I feel like I'm growing right now, or do I feel like I'm breaking down? Unfortunately, there's no way we can feel that. We just have to kind of go by timing, which is why timing your meals is so important if you're looking to build muscle. Now, an awesome tip for people out there looking to lose fat. This is something that I exclusively only usually give my members. I'll share with you because it's so effective. Yeah. So if I want to lose fat, ultimately I want my calories to be lower. Right? So if I'm going to eat meals every 2 to 3 hours, my calories are going to be pretty high because I need to take in a substantial amount of calories. But what I suggest for people to do, especially my females or my people that want to lose a little bit of body fat, instead of eating every 2 to 3 hours, you eat every 4 hours.
Yeah.
So in between meals, you take in some branched chain amino acids. So you're getting that leucine switch every 2 hours. So ultimately, but your calories for the day are lower, but you're still going to be maintaining all your muscle mass. Does that make sense? So if I eat every 3 hours, I may get 6 meals in the day. So I may have 2,500 calories. Whereas if I eat every 4 hours, I may get 5 meals in the day. So I'm getting less overall calories, but I get the leucine switch more often. So I'm actually still going to get all that protein synthesis.
Do you mind? I'm gonna explain that to the viewers watching it, and just correct me if I'm wrong. So guys, so basically what Ben's talking about is, in order to go ahead and lose fat and still maintain the muscle, because you lose muscle if your body is in that catabolic stage to where your leucine switch is not on. So in order to lose fat and keep your switch on, is you lose fat by eating less calories. But instead of eating, let's say, every 2 hours, because in a 4 hour period, if you ate twice, let's say you ate 700 calories, 350 each. But if you want to lose fat, you can eat once in that 4 hour period, 350 calories. But in order to make sure the body doesn't tap into your muscle source, you take leucine in that 4 hour period, right in that 2 hour period maybe?
Yeah, well, ideally branched chain amino acids, or you can take leucine on its own, but you may not have enough protein there, so branched chain amino acids is
probably BCAAs, right? So take BCAAs 2 hours in between that 4 hour period, so this way your body stays anabolic, your body can continue to go ahead and build muscle instead of using muscle as a fuel source.
Exactly.
So this way, in that 4 hour period, you only eat 350 calories, less calories, you get lean because your body utilizes the fat as the energy source.
Exactly. Less insulin spikes, more consistent blood sugar.
Yeah. So. Man, that's
it's
a really
effective tip, and like I say, I only usually share that with my members, but you could share it with your members.
And it's just that one tip will make a huge difference, because that's probably one of the things that making a mistake on, because I would go ahead when I'm trying to lean down, obviously I'd eat less calories, and I know I don't want to continuously eat every 2 hours, but like we spoke about yesterday, how many people do we know that eat all this junk, put on all this weight, and then when they shred down, they're the exact same size they were before? Exactly.
Because they're losing all that muscle when they're shredding down. So a great way to keep your muscle when you're shredding down. So simple, but I mean, if you're not a scientifically oriented person, you don't know it. Yeah. You don't need to be scientifically oriented. You just need to know it. So I'm sharing it with you. It's a pretty simple tip, but really effective. Nice,
guys, man. If you want to learn more about that, check out Ben's site. He has a program called MI40, benpakulski.com/MI40. In Ben's program, he talks about stuff like that, along with pretty much tips that you've never heard of before. I mean, this is pro bodybuilding tips here. That's why I'm sitting here